Welcome to sunny Skegness Raceway, the home of motorsport on the east coast of England. The Brisca Formula 1 stock cars are back in town. Over 50 of them here for the first of 2 days of racing. Tonight they contest the prestigious Ray Tildesley Memorial Trophy. Good to see spectators back allowed in the pits once again and at trackside in big numbers. The sport continues to revive itself after the disruption of the last few months. Good weather here at Skegness. We have 3 formulas racing across the weekend: Brisca F1, F2 and the saloon stock cars as well. So the weather holds up throughout the weekend. Brisca F1 contesting the Ray Tildesley Memorial Trophy. Something a little different to start the programme off, the 10 Tools World Champions Challenge. That's followed by 2 heats for the Brisca F1s and the consolation final and the Grand National coming up in the second part of our programme today. Final contested for the Ray Tildesley Memorial Trophy, but first we have something different. 3 world champions, Diggy Smith in saloon stock cars, Tom Harris in Brisca F1 and Gordon Moody Brisca F2 all here this weekend, and they're taking part in a time trial to kick the weekend off. First of all, they do 5 laps in their own cars and then they drive each other's for 5 laps. The quickest time set in each car for each driver is taken and then added together to give an overall winner of this World Champions Challenge. First out on track, Diggy Smith in his saloon stock car, the Ford Sierra-based machine, winner of many titles in many formulas over the years. Diggy Smith with its saloon stock cars where he's found his biggest successes. Current holder of the gold roof, as can be seen. Let's see what time he sets then on his final flying lap now. They each get 5 laps in each car to set their times, and the best time for each car is taken and then added together. Diggy Smith comes in at 15.857, his fastest lap at the wheel of his Sierra-based 2-litre saloon stock car. He now pulls onto the centre. Who will we see out next? This is Gordon Moody, the current Brisca F2 world champion and winner of, I think, just about every other type in Brisca F2 in the last few years. The Scotsman getting underway with his McGill Motorsport sponsored machine. He recently retained the British Championship as well at Buxton. I think his ultimate goal is to try and hold every title in Brisca F2 at the same time. Got some way to go to match the achievements of Skegness promoter these days, Rob Speake, who won 8 world titles back in the 90s. Gordon Moody out in his own car at the moment. His best time for his session in his F2 was a 13.651. 13.651 the time he is carrying forward. Gordon Moody gets his 5 laps in at the wheel of his Brisca F2. Well, many titles, many finals here at Skegness over the last few seasons. Total time of 1 minute 31 for his 5 laps. Now here is the Brisca F1 world champion, Tom the Hitman Harris. Seen him win many races here at Skegness over the years, twice a world champion. Recently lost the British Championship here at Skegness to Ryan Harrison though. We'll see what he can do here. Will his time match that of Gordon Moody in his own car? Of course, next up they switch into each other's cars. Tom Harris, fastest men on tarmac in Brisca F1 over the last few years, a star in the formula from the moment he stepped up from the mini stocks. We'll see what his time is as he comes around to start his final lap. 5-lap time trial session. This is not a qualifying session for anything else. This is just a 10 Tools sponsored special award. See who's going to be quickest among the 3 world champions. Across the line comes Tom Harris. His quickest time, a 13.931, so not as quick as Gordon Moody in the session for the drivers in their own cars. Gordon the quickest by 0.3 of a second. Now it's time for them all to swap around. Now this is the Brisca F2 on track, but this time driving it is Diggy Smith. Diggy hasn't raced Brisca F2 that I know of. He has raced super stocks though in the past, which is a similar formula, similar type of car. He's normally of course used to going round the opposite way in his saloon stock car, but he should go well here in Gordon Moody's Brisca F2. This is the track where Gordon, outside of Scotland, has had I think his most race wins in this car over the last few years. Diggy comes round to complete a time of 14.404. 14.404 for Diggy Smith. So that's only a few tenths off Gordon Moody's pace in his own car. Now here comes the saloon stock car. This will be driven by Tom Harris. He's checking which way he's going to go round there. It's up to speed in Diggy Smith's Sierra-based car. He has raced saloons in the past alongside the Boswell family, some of his relatives who race regularly in the saloons. He's done a few banger meetings in his time as well, Tom Harris, so he's used to driving in a clockwise direction. I remember he raced at the Champion of Champions National Banger event at Birmingham a few years ago when he was Brisca F1 World Champion. Well, it didn't say it only had to be banger champions. Tom Harris trying out a saloon for the first time in a few years. He should be fairly quick here in Diggy Smith's car. Diggy did a 15.857 in his own car. Tom quickly up onto the pace here. This is good stuff from Tom Harris, the hitman as we call him. Certainly need to be a hard-hitting driver to race in these saloons. Good stuff from Tom. The quickest lap there of 15.976, so only just over Diggy Smith's time. Now, Gordon Moody in Tom Harris's car. Gordon has raced Brisca F1 a few times. Last year he raced Ryan Harrison's F1 here at Skegness and he had a win with it, so his pace is certainly known in these cars. Tom Harris's pace was a 13.931. Let's see if Gordon can match that. Maybe even go inside Tom Harris's pace. It's very controlled out there at the wheel of the big Chevrolet V8 engine beast. Let's see what time he can do for his 5 laps. Gordon's time coming in as a 13.948, so only just slower than the car's owner, Tom Harris. Here is Tom in Gordon's car now. I don't think Tom Harris has ever raced Brisca F2. He went straight into the F1s when he came out of the Minis a few years ago. I don't think he's ever raced Brisca F2. He's done saloons, he's done bangers, he's raced in America on the ovals over there, of course. Now, Tom Harris puts in a lap of 13.937. That's virtually identical to the time in his own car. 13.937, a little slower than Gordon Moody. Here is Gordon. Now, likewise, I don't think he's ever raced saloon stock cars. He's only done Brisca F1 and F2. There's one run to go after this. Diggy Smith will go out in Tom Harris's car. Gordon in Diggy's saloon here. Let's see what he can do. 15.857 was the car owner's time. The saloon a little slower than the purpose-built F1 and F2 machinery. Let's see what Gordon's time was. Quickest lap, a 15.969. 15.969. And here is Diggy Smith in Tom Harris's car. He has done a few F1 meetings on and off over the years. Diggy Smith, he's done the Birmingham Gala night a couple of times in hired machinery. He's won titles in many other formulas, lightning rods, 1300 stock cars, super stocks, bangers, you name it, Diggy's raced it. Let's see what his time is going to be then. Will it be on a par with Tom Harris and Gordon Moody? They were in the 13.9s. Diggy Smith comes around to complete his final lap. A 14.31 for Diggy Smith. So the times will be added together. And the quickest laps for each car added together for each driver, and the overall time gives a winner of Gordon Moody with a 43.568. So Gordon Moody wins the 10 Tools World Champions Challenge. They all parade with their World Championship trophies. Okay, that's that bit of fun out of the way. Great to have something a little bit different on track. Now we get underway with the Brisca F1 racing here this evening. Heat number 1, we'll see 24 cars on track. Tom Harris is out there in this one. Who else is there out there to look out for? Well, Eddie Collins, 147. He's had a couple of wins from white grade this year. He's now a blue top. The grades have been revised. It's a new month here in July. There's Tyrone Evans, 381. Bobby Griffin in 166. Tom Harris at the back along with Matt Newson and Lee Fairhurst, 16 and 217. Their fellow superstars. One novice starting in the back, John O'Brien in number 86. Best of luck to him. Leading them away will be Craig McLaughlin in car 115 ahead of Richard Burt in 178. The green flag goes down and here we go over 16 laps. The top 10 finishers will go through to the meeting final. Around that first turn they go. Already the blue graders pushing and shoving. Phoebe Wainman there, one of a number of ladies racing tonight under fire in the 211. There's treble 5 of little Ted Wainman. All 4 of the Wainmans racing here tonight. 316, that's Harry Gooding, converting from circuit racing over the last couple of years. Good to see him up at blue grade. The push and shove there. Lee Fairhurst taken wide by Tom Harris in number 1. Lee Fairhurst, the winner of the Rainbow Roof final earlier this season at Bradford, of course. Hasn't got the Rainbow Roof on his car, has kept that as a memento, I think. At the early stages, led here by Richard Burt in 178. He's got ahead of Hannah Chappell in the 307 in the Tim Warwick car. Tim tragically lost in an off-track accident just before the start of the season, very sadly. Phoebe Wayman under fire from Tom Harris. Liam Gilbank in the green number 20 car in there as well. Notice the rear wing on the back of the cab of that car as well, something a bit different. 595 Jack Ryan up there on the outside. Chop and change in the midfield. Leader is still Richard Burt, the man moving up from the 8 hot stocks this season into the F1s. Lost John O'Brien, he's on the centre in 86, started at the back as a novice. Starting to sort themselves out. Here comes Hannah Chappell in the 307. She gets down the inside to take the lead, but here comes Finn Sargent, the local lad, in 526. Chappell led at the line, but up the inside, Finn Sargent now takes the lead in the 526. The East Coast Legend Junior, as he's known, his dad Mark is the East Coast Legend. He'll be out in Heat 2. Phoebe Wayman tangling way over the front of the 211 car goes Liam Gilbank. That's put Phoebe out of the race. Spring comes off the car there. Race continues though. Side by side, down the front straight there, reds and blue tops overlapping. There's Michael Stewart, good to see him back out. We haven't seen him race for a while. Being outpaced there by Lee Fairhurst. Tom Harris shovels the 512 car out wide. Tom hitting everything in sight in this one. Here are the leaders: Finn Sargent, Richard Burt, Hannah Chappell, Martin Spires, the former Scottish champion, in 451, and then Paul Carter in 300 in the Murray Harrison built car. Out of smoke there, that's Jake Harry tangling with somebody. I think that was the 242 of Joe Nichols getting tangled up there. Here's Bradley Harrison, 25. And a Chappell running a bit wide there, but she's still in the top 10, looking for a qualifying place for her first ever meeting final. It's a good drive by Hannah, making the move up from karting. A bit of track work with Porsche as well, as Hannah. 147, there's fast Eddie Collins. Still got the rust paint job on the car, but hasn't extended to the new wing yet. These drivers went from new grades, of course. Finn Sargent going down from blue to yellow. It's helping him here. Looks like he could be heading for victory. Now, the Sargent family never normally have much luck on their local track. There's Bobby Griffin in 166. He's in the top 10, chasing Paul Carter. Martin Spires at the head of this group. Then Bradley Harrison, Richard Burt. There's Craig McLaughlin, 115. Started from the front road, about to be lapped by Finn Sargent, who's flying along. He certainly is flying Finn in this one. Down turns 3 and 4, a couple of laps to go. Passing those two stranded cars of Harry and Nichols on the inside. No problem at all here for Finn Sargent, the local lad. Made his way through national mini-stocks where he raced a mini countryman estate of all things for much of his career. Martin Spires under fire from Bradley Harrison. It's the battle for second and third, but they're well behind Finn Sargent, who's heading for victory. Well, as we said, the Sargent family normally have a lot of bad luck on their local track here at Skegness, but no problem for Finn Sargent this time. Flying Finn takes the win. Who's going to come over in second place? Looks like Bradley Harrison got there ahead of Paul Carter, and we'll confirm the rest of the finishers in just a moment. Looks like Hannah Chappell qualified for her first ever final there. Well done to her. Good stuff there in our first heat of the evening here at the Skegness Raceway. It is a win for the local lad, Junior East Coast Legend. Finn Sargent in number 5, 26, taking the lead just before halfway, battling with a couple of the white tops. Thumbs up from Finn. He's certainly pleased with that one. We'll see if his dad Mark can do a family double in the next race. Finn Sargent the winner by nearly 4 seconds ahead of Bradley Harrison, with Paul Carter third ahead of Martin Spires. Bobby Griffin fifth ahead of early leader Richard Burt. Well done Hannah Chappell coming in a good 7th ahead of the world champion Tom Harris. And Frankie JJ and Tyron Evans completing the top 10.
Winner of Heat 1 for the Formula 1's 526 Finn Sargent. Finn, it's a hot streak of form. Final last weekend, heat tonight. It's going well at the moment.
Yeah, a bit of luck come our way and we managed to string it together and get a few wins going.
You're downgraded to yellow. You're not a yellow top, we all know that, but as I say, you go with the points you earn.
Yeah, to be fair, I was pretty poor at the start of the year and I've earned my spot at yellow, definitely. And if I had the same form I had at the start of the year, I'd be going down again. But I managed to man up a little bit and drive properly, and hopefully a change of roof colour come next month.
I think with that final win, it certainly will from last weekend. As I say, a memorable drive for me to take the final.
Yeah, it was. I'm pleased the rain held off for it because the car and me are pretty poor in the rain at the moment. But no, it was nice to have a decent turn of luck and a decent bit of speed to bring it in.
Hopefully, going to make a double later.
I'd like to win tomorrow's final a bit more, but if I win tonight, I'm not going to complain. I don't think.
Wish you the best of luck. Well done, Finn.
Thank you. Cheers.
The other half of the entry now out on track for heat number 2. Let's see if Mark Sargent can make it a family double. He's in there among the blue graders. Also out there we've got Paul Harrison in car number 2. Welcome back Jordan Folding, number 36. Haven't seen him out for a while. And there is Catherine Harris, number 8, younger sister of Tom. What a great start she's had to her Brisca F1 career, having moved up from the V8 hot stocks. Already got her first win on the books. 4:01 Mark Wareham alongside her. His daughter Ashley Wareham also out in this race. We've also got Junior Wainman in 5:15, Carl Hawkins 1:75, Josh Smith-Spindler taking a few wins lately in 1:91 as well. Moved back into F1s after a spell in the Rebels formula. There's the new British champion, 1:97 Ryan Harrison, watch out for him as well. Here we go, over 16 laps. Already the blue graders getting stuck in there. It's Jay Goodwin in number 54 who leads the field away from pole position. Blue graders certainly getting stuck in. 124 Kyle Gray attacking 127 Austin Moore there. Kyle Gray in 124, and problems there for number 339 Ant Lee. His first meeting from blue top and he hasn't got very far. Looks like he's blown a tyre. The car in trouble there on the outside as well. We'll try and identify that in a moment. Over to push and shove down the order. There's Ryan Harrison with the black and white checkered roof, the new British champion. Won that last time out at Skegness. 326, there is Mark Sargent, the East Coast legend himself. He's on the move, under fire from 43 of Adam Bamford. Sean Webster and Ben Riley get through on the inside, and wallop straight in goes Austin Moore, tangling there with Casey Engelston, and another wallop. That's Mark Sargent. Yeah, that's typical of the luck he usually suffers on his local track. Stuffed into Ant Lee there. Somebody else gone in there as well. Couldn't tell who it was. There's Catherine Harris, number 8, in second place in the early stages. It's still Jay Goodwin, number 54. There he is, who leads the way. Adam Bamford slides out into the wall. It might have been a bit of fluid drop there from one of those cars on in the pile on turn 2. Jordan Folding on his return in the 36 car. Father and daughter racing together, Mark and Ashley Wareham. There's Luke Davidson, 464, a Skegness specialist, getting ahead of Mark Adkins in the 24. Ashley Wareham wallop into the back of Simon Binder. More cars piling into that little car park on the outside. Casey Engelston in 120, his first meeting from Red Top, trying to get going again. There's Junior Wainman with his new tarmac car, side by side with Paul Harrison. Mark Adkins under fire from Wareham. Then it's Mickey Randall, Tricky Mickey as he's known. 347 Ian Johnson getting pushed wide in one of Matt Newson's hire cars. Still Jay Goodwin though, who leads the way. He's driving the ex-Aaron Leach car. Done a few meetings in a hire car in the past, and looking for what will be his first win here. He can hang on in front, we're at halfway. There's the order on the left of your screen. Goodwin from Catherine Harris, Sean Webster in third, Ben Riley now in fourth place, the blue grade. Mark Wareham's still attacking. He's on the back of Ryan Harrison this time. There's Junior Wainman. Another car goes out on turns 3 and 4 there, and another tangle. Mark Wareham getting caught up. Let's see who with. One of the red tops, I think that might have been Lewis Evans in 392. Saw his brother Tyrone, his twin brother Tyrone, out in race 1. They're still at it as they rejoin there. Well, this is a bit more lively than we saw in the first race. Austin Moore still stuck there in 127. Yes, Lewis Evans, a bit of damage there, but he's still going. Behind Mark Sargent's car, stuck in the side of Ant Lee. Going in towards the closing stages now, and it is still the number 54 of Jay Goodwin who leads. It's impressive from the white grader, chased by Catherine Harris, who bounces off the fence there, coming out of turn 4. Real hard charger is Catherine. Great to have her in the F1s. Who knows? Maybe she'll emulate her brother's achievements. Luke Davidson going well ahead of Ben Riley. There's Junior Wainman. That's almost streamlined looking car. Luke Davidson going well as he always does at Skegness, chasing Carl Hawkins in the 175. Coming towards the end of this one though, can Catherine Harris attack for the victory? Or is it going to be a first ever win for Jay Goodwin? They're coming round to start their final lap. There is Goodwin, there is Harris, just flashing through. Coming up on 191 of Joshua Smith, and it looks like it is going to be Jay Goodwin. I don't think Catherine Harris is going to get close enough on the final turn and it's going to be a first ever win for number 54. Here he comes. Jay Goodwin takes the flag, punches the air with delight as he crosses the line, taking the ex-Aaron Leach car to his first ever Brisca F1 win. Catherine Harris came over in second. We'll confirm the rest of the places in a moment. But no doubt about your winner, flag to flag for the white grader. Several cars smoking the tyres behind. Nobody as elated right now though as Jay Goodwin. In the ex number 70 Aaron Leach car, you can see his number on the back of the cab there. It's only his second meeting in that car, and he's taken it to an all-the-way victory. Superb from Jay Goodwin. Catherine Harris came over in second. We'll confirm the result then. Just under a second in it for the lead at the flag. Sean Webster took third ahead of Carl Hawkins, then Junior Wainman in fifth position. Luke Davidson sixth, Ben Riley in seventh, then Paul Harrison. Jordan Folding gets a top 10 on his return, and the British champion Ryan Harrison rounds out the top 10.
So winner of the heat number 2 for the Formula Ones. It's his first ever victory for Jay Goodwin. Congratulations and well done.
Thanks mate, cheers for that.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was good, better than finishing last.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Obviously second meeting, first win, the car and everything.
Yeah,
tell us a bit about it.
It's my second meeting in that car. Obviously I hired a car a few times last year, but that car it's like it's on rails around this track. It's built for this track. It was good.
And where's the car from?
It's Aaron Leach's old car. I mean, he was a good driver himself. He got a few wins himself, so hopefully I can get it up to red, maybe even superstar.
One for the family and the team, this one?
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to say a big thank you to my mum and dad, Jay Davidson, because without him I wouldn't be here. So thanks for lending me the truck, Jamie, and also thanks to Go Goodwin's coaches.
Congratulations, mate. Long
Cheers,
may it continue.
Mate. Thank you. Hope to see you again.
Thanks, Jay.
See you soon.
Well done to Jay Goodwin and to Finn Sargent as well, our 2 race winners so far. We've still got the consolation, the Ray Tilsley Memorial Final and the Grand National to come here at the Skegness Raceway. That's all coming up in the second part of our programme. Don't go anywhere, we'll be back after this short break.